यस्या भवद्भक्तजनार्तिहन्तुः पितृत्वमन्येषु विचारितूर्णं स्तम्भेऽवतारः तमनन्यलभ्यं लक्ष्मीनृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। नमः सर्वेभ्यः गुरुभ्यः। अद्य अस्माकं द्विसप्ताहात्मिकायां कार्यशालायां पञ्चमे दिने मध्याह्ने चतुर्थसत्रे वयं स्मः। इदानीं तृतीयसत्रे वयं स्मः। प्रातः वयं रिसर्च डिज़ैन् इति विषये दृष्टवन्तः। अस्माभिः महोदया पाठितवती। इदानीं श्री शारदा महोदया अस्ति। तत्र महिला विश्वविद्यालये, पद्मावती महिला विश्वविद्यालये गृहविज्ञानम् इत्यस्मिन् विषये आचार्या अस्ति, प्राचार्या अस्ति। अद्य वयं सम्बद्धसाहित्य अध्ययनस्य विषये इदानीं महोदया अस्मान् उद्बोधयिष्यति। महोदयम् अहं प्रार्थये मञ्चम् अलङ्कृत्य अस्मान् उद्बोधयन्तु इति। धन्यवादाः।
We'll cover two topics. One is review of literature, other one is bibliography. Literature review. Next. As you know, literature review is whatever topic you have chosen. On that topic, you try to collect all the information. Information from the journals, information from the textbooks, information from the reports, that is national and international organization or research organizations report, government reports, and you try to go through each and every one of them, organize them in terms of subheadings based on your topic, and then critically examine with interest what is presented in that literature. Here, literature review goes beyond simply summarizing the sources. It has an organizational structure that combines with summaries and summaries. Summarizing is very important. Maybe a 10-page or 20-page report may be there. Going through it, every reviewer has to summarize separately for each topic or each journal or each section which they have gone through. A summary is a gist of relevant information of a source, while a synthesis is a rearrangement of the information. Summary is when we go through the information, the essence of it we try to collect without missing the keywords and write down somewhere or take down somewhere, or on your tab also you record. Synthesis is you 10 or 20 summaries on particular topic if you have collected. You try to go through it, put it in your own words, synthesize the similarities and variations you record. If the similarities or 10 authors have expressed the same opinion, you must give them the credit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 authors same. But another author differed like that. So some gist is meaning, it doesn't mean that synthesizing or rearranging, it doesn't mean that statement is taken, not given a credit to the author. Everybody who has found that or opined that has to be given their credit. A literature review may offer a new interpretation of existing material or combine new information with old interpretations. Same information is there, what is there is new in it. But when you critically examine the information with your past experience and knowledge in the subject, you can look at that information from different perspectives. Or sometimes old information you try to compare the new information and present your review or your synthesis. It may also track the intellectual development of the field, including major controversies. As the theory develops, there are several controversies on the existing theory. For example, when WHO declared the definition of health, it said it's a mere absence of physical, mental, social, absence of a disease and well-being. There was a contradiction to that particular definition, saying that the functionality is not indicated. The person should be able to function optimally. Optimally means health does not lend itself for measurement. You can't say 90% so-and-so is healthy, 20%, 30%. Health is measured through ill health only. So when this definition was contradicted, this was proposed that you can never measure health directly. It can only measure through ill health. So they said mere absence of a disease. It is not that. Ability of the person to function efficiently, conduct his daily activities, in addition, may be better and strengthen his abilities to perform even better. So like that, there are many more people who contradict each theory. All those contradictions have to be taken, and in an order it has to be placed, like year-wise you can place, chronologically you can place the order. First who said, what was earlier, now how it is developed to the present state, what were the still controversies on the present definition also you can present. This is the importance of literature, review of literature. And depending on the context, a literature review may assess the sources and suggest the most relevant or pertinent ones to the reader. All sources cannot be considered. There are some sources which are not reliable or questionable also. Such sources cannot be taken into consideration and they are not fit for citation also. Next slide. Review of literature is a collection of information on the research problem from authentic and reliable sources to understand the research problem in depth. How can we say that some information is not reliable, some information is authentic? All the information which is published in peer-reviewed journals.
And one more question. Reliable and authentic difference?
Pardon?
What difference between reliable and authentic?
Between difference, reliable and authentication.
What is the meaning of authentic and
That's what I am saying.
Difference.
Authentication is authentication is, you can say that it has accountability and it is from a source which is recognized and approved. That is the authenticity. Reliable is, there are some journals, some sources, they are reliable because they have been recognized. For example, government reports or statistical reports from bigger government agencies, they are authentic sources. There are sources which are reliable, meaning the government records in the various departments. They are reliable, they are recorded, but they are not approved and stamped for their authenticity. But yet they are reliable when we can take the information from them. Reliability is they are consistent. Here the information is, what do you say is, I'll state the sources also. Reliable means recognized sources. Recognized sources, again recognized by the academia, recognized by the publisher, recognized by the higher authorities which have been validated. For example, though we can say that non-governmental organizations' website, web content is not reliable. But there are some non-governmental organizations, they are known for their originality, like SOS you have Save the Children you have, International Action Aid you have, and you have DFID you have. All these are organizations only. So with their own viewpoint, they may exclude some information, they may include information, some data they may exaggerate, some data they minimize also. But they are reliable. But you cannot use this reliable data for making comparison of your data. Only authentic data you can use for comparisons. Reliable data to understand, to present your perspective, to support yourself, you can, in review you can use. But that needs to be established again with some other data also. So more than several sources indicate the same perspective. So you can say, because this has been observed by so many people, there is no evidence-based research on that. But it needs to be looked into or visited. That kind of comments you can pass, reliable data. Reliable sources to understand the research problem in depth. Next one. What is the need for review of literature? Why do the review of literature? Many of the research students, they copy and paste or get it, paraphrase it to avoid plagiarism. But it is not actual review of literature. Review of literature, it requires thorough examination and understanding of the information. Need for review of literature. A review of related literature is an examination of the available literature on chosen research topic or research question. Need is to design, select a sample frame, size, variables to be included, what everybody has studied a variable, how many variables, what variables they have studied, make a list of all those variables, research methods and tools used for data collection, standards used for comparison, analysis of results, interpretation and reporting style. Standards for comparison is very, very important. Though there are several standards available, the standards which are approved by the particular government or peer community only should be used for comparison. But we can discuss, in discussion you can write that this says this says this says that. But as per this is the thing. Your conclusions or inferences should be drawn from the recognized and authentic standards. Next one. A review is crucial to identify the gaps in literature. Some areas are over-researched, some areas are under-researched, even in the same topic. Some dimensions are under-researched, some dimensions are over-researched. So identify the gaps in literature, determine what knowledge is missing, what information is missing, that we feel that something is lacking here. So that information, you make a note of it, it is missing. Because at the end of the review of literature, we will be writing an overview. Overview should consist of gaps in literature. Know the scope for creation of a new knowledge. How much scope is there for new knowledge? That has also to be identified. Avoid duplication of research. To save valuable resources, avoid duplication of same topic research, same method, same thing. Some people do the serious research or some other university topic, thesis is replicated here, kind of thing they do. So that is a waste of time. No novel research is being done. Find ways to replicate. So replication, you have to develop a new model. Identify the data needs. Mapping variables for inclusion in the study. Mapping is nothing but identifying the variables. So in so many publications, research topics. So what are the variables studied? Some may have studied 10 variables, some may 11, some may 12, some may 13, some may be 5 or 6. In the research publication itself, they would have given a justification why only those were studied. That also you can consider. Identify relevant tools for measurement of variables. Tools are very, very important. These tools may be included in the research paper or thesis book. They may not be included, but the name may be mentioned. But we can always write to the author, ask for the tool. For educational purpose, you can copy the tool. If it is non-educational purpose, a funded research is being conducted, you have to pay for the tools. That is, comes under their patent. Identify study design suitable for the study. That is, whatever you study, you have chosen. For that, you have to identify the study designs based on the review of literature. And to develop a theoretical framework, always we have a conceptual framework and theoretical framework. Theoretical framework is you organize the whole information you have gone through or have found. First, as you do for your seminar, depending on your research topic, you give the subheadings for the topic. If a new person is sitting in front of you, all concepts have to be explained, all areas have to be explained. You give the subheadings. Under that, you give the theoretical framework, and then at the end of the research, for your own research, give the conceptual framework. Conceptual framework always indicates the flow of your work. Stepwise, in a concept note, you will be explaining. This is very important. Steps in review of literature. First step, as I said, define a research topic and be clear about purpose and scope. Next step is conduct the review of literature. Literature search you have to conduct. First, find the information from various sources. Focus on recent editions. Always less than a decade publications are appreciated. Unless the information by stalwarts is given, their concept is also important. That can also be included. Next step is critically analyze. Find gaps in knowledge. Go through all the information, missing gaps you try to find out, and then list them. Categorize the sources, chronology wise or theme wise. You can categorize the topic. So as you collect the information, whether we will take a printout or make a Word document in our computer, or otherwise you may write down also. So all this information has to be categorized, even on a computer or a printouts. You cannot mix them everything in, put it in one place. Categorize them according to the sections you have categorized earlier. You have arranged your topic meaningfully. In that you categorize, because some of the studies which you are not including in your review of literature, you may need it for results and discussion as a supportive study. So keep them, categorize them in a printed form or in a soft copy form. In different files or folders you can place and keep it them. Don't put all information in one folder or one file, or it has to be organized in a manner. Review logically, be critical and objective. Logically you review the information stepwise. As for you have variables. So what are the definitions given? take down all the definitions. What are the methods used, tools used, which tool is better? 10 tools may be there for the same variable measurement. So which one is better? Like that, everything, sample size, sample frame. What are the current statistical analysis? For publications, the latest techniques are accepted. So everything, what kind of analysis they have done, how they have presented their information, all these things can be learned. Some people, to tell you the thing, some people try to learn the way of presentation. So you are finishing the research, while you're presenting, discussing your results, you need a language, your way of presentation. So how you want to put it in a sentence also people will learn from reviewing various journals, articles, etc. So this is a very big step where you have to go through and collect, review, examine and file it properly. Sources of literature. Acceptable sources for review of literature. Just now we have asked. Published academic books with ISSN number. Recognized and peer-reviewed journal articles. Peer-reviewed articles, they are listed by UGC also. So those journals only they are accepting. Next one is scientific conference, seminar proceedings. They are reliable. Seminar, conference, workshop proceedings published by the seminar or conference organizers. Those proceedings are reliable. I cannot say authentic, because while collecting the information or paper from the presenter, the scientific committee will look into the presentability of the topic relevant to the conference theme. They do not look into the validity or other aspects of the theme. So they are reliable sources. Whatever the papers presented in conferences, seminars, workshops, they are useful for our understanding. We can take ideas from them. Data from government, NGO and INGO websites. INGO and NGO websites are important because the international organizations like WHO, human rights, everybody, they gather information from the NGOs and INGOs for policy making. When it can be used for policy making, why not for a research? It can also be used. They are reliable sources. And our job is made with the advancement of technology. Citation management tools are available. Like earlier we used to write and rewrite and present, take the template in the same order we used to. Now it can be inserted by some of the tools. Citation management tools help to collect citations for articles, books, web pages for use in research. Whichever style you want, it collects. And to create bibliographies, it can also place into the bibliography, MLA, APA, Chicago Manual, on any other style you want, it gives you. So, example is Mendeley, Jotaro, EndNote. EndNote is free of cost, but Mendeley and Jotaro they charge. These apps are charged. So when you are browsing it,
Zotero free of cost. Zotero software free of cost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mendeley for all works, only for conversion of references it is free. For insertion of citation also is it free? I do not know. Maybe. Jotaro, Mendeley, there are apps now. Job is made easy. You can open your, keep working on it, open this app and then take the help and then use the app and then use it. So let us know about each of them. Manly Cite speeds up the citation process at the time of writing, gives researchers the tools to quickly and easily add citations from their Manly library directly into Microsoft Word document. Manly Cite is a word add-in that can be used externally from the box. Reference management is open or even installed. So people usually, if you send it to one journal, they say not this style, we want in some other style. So immediately you can go to this site and then convert your citation into that style. So reference management is open or even installed. It allows you to add one or more references and automatically create a bibliography of added references. Next one is Jotaro. Collect with a click. Jotaro senses automatically research as one browse the web. Organize your way. Jotaro consists in organizing research any way one wants. One can sort items into collections and tag them with keywords. Just now I said what we do manually while reviewing literature, it can be done using the app. Or create saved searches that automatically fill with relevant materials on one work. Cite in style. Jotaro instantly creates references and bibliographies for any text editor and directly inside Word, LibreOffice and Google Docs with support for over 10,000 citation styles. One can format their work to match any style, guide or publication. This is the help taken by the researchers from the Jotaro. EndNote. EndNote works with Microsoft Word and Open Office Writer to insert citations into documents. EndNote will format citations and bibliographies into a nominated style. Styles can include footnotes and numbering also. So once we finish, if it is APA style, they want it in Vancouver style, go to the website and then get it converted. Top 5 features of EndNote. Manually or automatically organize your papers into specific groups. Easily insert citations as you write. Generate bibliographies from a choice of over 7,000 referencing styles. Annotate PDFs and share reference libraries with collaborators. These are the features of EndNote which is available. Next. The main difference between all this, while we were talking about ROL, review of literature, there are two: review of relevant literature, review of relevant studies. The main difference between RRL and RRS is their focus and scope. RRL or related literature review examines a wide range of literature including theoretical frameworks, concepts, empirical studies, everything to determine the context and significance of a research topic. RRS is only about research studies, specifically focuses on analyzing and summarizing previous studies in a particular field of research to gain insight into methodologies, findings, gaps in existing knowledge. This is the difference between RRS and RRL. RRL means that you must read a poem or piece of literature and express your opinion after studying it intensively. That is, you express it in your own way, not paraphrasing also. RRS means you have to be able to provide resource reporting. RSS means you have to provide your resource reporting. That is, resource reporting is very, very important. So RRS, RRL, RSS, these are the three things which one has to know in review of literature. Here, how do we write a review of literature? Yes, We have gone through all the literature, classified them either with an online app or by self, and then we have examined each and everything and synthesized our own summary, and then found the gaps, highlighted the gaps in literature. All these things we have done. So first here, how do we go about writing it? Search scientifically, use keywords based on your data needs. Save the content with source. Avoid plagiarism. Plagiarism, you write in your own way, and then other sources paraphrasing. Rewrite, paraphrase, acknowledge the source by citing. Source acknowledgement is important. Now there is one more app. Because in hurry doing research, you forgot to record or preserve the citation. So this person has done a lot of research in this. Maybe this is also belongs to him. So if you write off that, give the credit to one particular author. There are apps. They identify and say this line is not by this author. So the examiner can apply. This has happened in publication of journals, especially foreign publications. They say that you have cited his name, but this belongs to this particular person. They highlight and so. So citation has to be done very carefully, and we cannot give credit to one particular author who has not done particular work. So it's better to give this particular credit to each one who has done the work. Prepare ROL chapter as per style manual. Each specialization has their own style. You also have your own style. So as per the style, you have to write introduction, theoretical issues, empirical studies, discussion. In a review I am talking about. Highlighting the gaps, contrasts, similarities and overview. All these things happen. So like your seminar topic, you cannot bring a topic as it is information and paste it here or put it here. There should be personal effort and personal effort in presenting the information. Your view has to be, your view is always towards the significance of your topic. So in review, while we present, do this, we say, my topic is important, that not much research has not been done. Even if it is done, not on these lines, it is not done. So there is a need to do it in a different way. This you keep on emphasizing in your review of literature. Finally, you say that this topic is important, and on this you are going to do the research. This is about review of literature. The researcher has to classify the information under meaningful heads and present the literature in an organized manner. Discuss the key concepts. Without key concepts, you cannot go about it. And variables you have to define. Concepts also have to be explained. There is a different perspective of the concept that also should be given. And then designs have to be presented. So what designs were used, like findings, and finally summarize under each subsection. One is each subsection. 2.2 is the review of literature. 2.21 will be one subsection. 2.2 is another subsection, another heading like. People summarize each subsection, or at the end you give an overview. These are the various ways of writing the review of literature. Thank you. Overview.
Is it mandatory or desirable or mandatory?
Actually, nowadays they are asking, like student practices or researchers practices is that overview. While giving overview, you each step what you highlight is how important is your research. So many 20 authors have addressed problem from this perspective. 10 authors have well, not number I am saying. So researchers have one. There is a need for research in this particular area. This is an under-researched area. Even in over-researched area also, this perspective is not addressed. So overview is only mainly to highlight the same. And in short, it explains, says that yes, the researcher has thoroughly understood the topic, reviewed the literature, and presented in a meaningful manner, and then highlighted the gaps, highlighted the key issues, everything. So overview reflects on the researcher's effort also. So it is some subjects it is desirable, but it is appreciated truly, and then it is needed also. Overview is not a must, but it is expected also. Expected.
Okay, ma'am. In grassroots level, our students are thinking and our students are having 2-3 doubts, ma'am. For example, if you take one research thesis, review how to write the review. They are writing only the author is so and so, the title is so and so, the finding is over.
Yeah.
That's another matter. How to observe, for example, if you take one thesis, one journal, one report, like that if you observe, how to observe, just brief 5 minutes. That is very useful to our students. That's why.
Actually, what I suggest is, for example, anybody, if they are doing any topic, you can suggest a topic also. Or popularly, one particular topic we can take.
Sir, yesterday,
Can you be 2020?
No, topic, what's your topic? Yesterday, लिखता हूँ
Any one topic.
The effect on ICT, the achievement of Sanskrit language.
In higher second.
Effect of ICT on?
Effect of
The effect of ICT.
लिखा तो तत्र लिखो.
No, you just tell me. I can.
Effect
Effect of ICT on Sanskrit language learning.
achievement.
Achievement.
Effect of Sanskrit language.
ICT. Effectiveness of ICT.
Effectiveness of ICT.
The achievement of Sanskrit.
The achievement of Sanskrit learning at the secondary level school.
Achievement in secondary learning. Okay, if this is the topic, if you can write it also.
Yeah. Anybody can come and write.
ICT is there. Sanskrit language learning is there. Achievement is there. And the group, whatever is the, who is the group? Secondary level. So here is ICT, you have to explain. One section in review of literature should be on ICT. N number of ICT is there.
Okay.
So in ICT for education, what is information communication technology? Which one you are talking about? Which one you are talking about? So in review of literature, explore and say so these are the ICTs widely used in education system, suitable for secondary education, or these are the ICTs available for education, specifically suitable for secondary education, especially in India, maybe in Andhra Pradesh. This is all widely used. So ICT can be one section in review of literature, ICT. So in ICT, you will explain, give a small intro for ICT. What is ICT, meaning, and things like that. Concept, what is ICT, what are there in that information communication?
Review of related
Yes.
literature.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You have understood. In a review of literature, you say ICT means this. In your research, you are going to use.
Yeah.
So I will go back and see what does he mean by review of ICT. So information, ICT, explain ICT. its genesis, trace the brief history and how it is used in India, and is it available for secondary school students? All these things you explain. So give the subheading to the ICT: information, communication, technology. Information, what communication, technology. So here, sitting here, I am using this in PPT as a technology for my communication. Information, I am taken content from this particular source. What do you mean Sanskrit textbook is the content? Achievement is you are going to test the Sanskrit textbook. You want to teach the textbook or study material that you want to transact. At the time of research, whatever is the book is there, that you are going to use for your research. Maybe after 3 years it may change. So for this particular research, ICT, is it compatible for Sanskrit? First you say what is ICT, explain, and then keywords you explain, and then on the effectiveness of ICT, what are the findings? Not related to Sanskrit. Just ICT, is it useful or not useful? Because somewhere it is useful, only you are bringing it here. So ICT is useful, so many studies have said. So blah blah blah, so many researchers have found. So you have gone through each research, 4 authors, 3 authors, 2 authors, 1 author, like that. All these people, they endorsed that it is useful. Where is it useful? In addition to classroom teaching or replacing the classroom teaching? How is it? They have found they were. So all these things with side headings you have to present. ICT, its next is in education, and then what are the ICTs which are available for a secondary school education. School education, because the school should afford, government school or whatever the school, corporate school may afford, but this school, can it afford? Is it affordable by all schools? All schools are equipped with a digital board, smart board, what board, all those things. So with side headings you write. First write the theory, give an intro, write a theory, theoretical issue you present, then present the empirical. Theoretical, empirical, theoretical, empirical. Empirical meaning the research findings related to that. The findings. Usually we present the theoretical aspect first. So this is what explained. From various sources you can take the theoretical information. As he said, it can be from the reliable also. So, but when you present the study, yes, it is good, so and so said, it has to be from the authentic sources. They have done the research, found. NCRT itself has done the research, you write. And then after the ICT, next thing is, what do you mean by achievement? ICT is one. Your next comes the group, secondary school children. Who are secondary school children? Give a definition. Girls and boys aged between this, passed this particular class, came to this particular course, registered for their study, all this you have to give. So you may disagree with me, maybe n number of definitions for secondary school children. Present. And then, second.
These matter based on the availability of the thesis report. On the basis of the thesis report, they are going to be writing.
Yes. No, not based on this. You are substantiating your topic.
These points comes under the first chapter, na?
First chapter is introducing. Introduction is significance and importance of your research. Why you are doing the research. Importance of your research you are presenting. How important is your research. Significance of your research. So background is presented in the introduction. A review of literature, it says all aspects you are including in your topic, you break down into various subheadings in that whatever the variable operational definitions or theoretical comes, to understand it in a better way, this is, you have done a review, you understood it, your understanding is summarized and presented for the examiner to see. So examiner sees that your research is not complete. You have not introduced that complete Sanskrit language, you have not touched at all. What language? Is it Latin? Is it Sanskrit? From where does it come? Is it new Sanskrit? Old Sanskrit? So Sanskrit language, learning Sanskrit language. They will clearly say the Sanskrit language is such a old language, it has different styles, and presently, for the convenience sake, it has undergone so many changes. Presently, this type of language is in usage. So, and it has been researched and people said there is a lot of difference between old and new. All this you present over there. And then finally you say, in student learning books, in this particular research, their achievement in Sanskrit is low. And this is the textbooks, and then additional information, whatever it is, you write. The studies on secondary this thing. Next, the subject or sample also you have addressed. One heading. First one is you present ICT, next Sanskrit language, and then go about to application of suitability of this ICT for Sanskrit, and then secondary. Why secondary school children? Sanskrit being a language introduced, it has to be promoted, it should not die. So it has been introduced, it's important. The students who have chosen this particular language, they should be taught well. And for this particular purpose, only recitation is not helping, only we want to use ICT for this purpose. So are there any studies done? If no studies, there are several researchers, there will not be any research done earlier. What you do is seminars, conferences, your own experts would have voiced their opinion, stated, it would have come in a paper, conference proceedings, so and so Sasri has expressed his concern for this particular thing, that you can quote.
If you
that
take
you can
one
quote.
article, for example,
It's
how to write?
paid newspapers or popular articles.
How to extract that matter? Is there any style?
Is a publication in a research article. What happens is introduction and review. There 2 chapters it becomes, because there two paragraphs it becomes. Like you just give the introduction, then review follows as a paragraph briefly relevant to your publishing topic.
Just
Ma'am,
abstract.
I would like to ask one question.
Abstract लिखना है. वो
No.
Article.
Review or abstract?
Hello. On behalf of your side, I am asking, ma'am, for example, one article is there. According to newspaper article, according to article with regards to the ICT, it is relevant to that subject.
Yes.
How to write that article in a summarized manner? That is why I am asking.
Sir, here
He elaborately he writes the objectives
Yeah.
and findings.
The essence of it you can say, take, and without losing the actual meaning and this thing you can say that so and so. You have to cite the author, a person who spoke, and then here you can quote, and you can say on which platform he has said. In a particular conference, he has stated and put in quotes his own words, if it is 2-3 words, and then to explain it, you can write critically 2-3 lines in your own way.
Oh, that is the reason. That's why I'm asking, ma'am. Actually, our research students, what they are doing, they are simply taking one research thesis. Okay, title is author, title, these are the findings. That's in the matter.
You have footnotes.
Footnotes, there are some footnotes we are not mentioning.
Footnotes is another way, because if the author has, that person has said everything, so you put it in quotes. It requires additional information.
Nowadays,
So you put it in footnotes.
Nowadays we are not putting the footnotes there in that chapter, that page. We are giving the last end of the.
Okay, wherever it is, it can go into
That is,
footnotes.
right now that is going on. That system is going on. Actually, why I am asking, our students are. This process is going on. Okay, you bring your review of related literature. They may collect some 10 to 20 theses. Okay, they are taking only name, title, findings. Findings, no, they are not writing findings. Only one. It is a statistical analysis, for example. Overview, according to, based on the overview, if you write, there is nothing problem.
Okay.
They are writing simply only 2-3 lines over this year, this title, this author. That's the matter. Is it correct?
No,
way
no,
for the
that's
review
not
of
correct.
data? If it's, you have to correct it. If is there any, is there any steps to
Take
follow the
interest in
report?
writing, like a writer. You have to take interest in. Thesis, no, result is nothing. If the result is there, 20 tables are there,
Yes.
one may write each table in half page or less than half page. It can be written in 2 pages also. Supportive evidence, supportive studies, explaining and discussing, highlighting you. Having spent so much of time and money in research, you have to spend some time in explaining. Discussion and explanation, take interest in writing. And that is the reason why in English they have creative writing, even in Telugu also creative writing. So creative writing is to help you to build your vocabulary and also express differently. And same words cannot be used. The table shows, the table not that. So replace the word with a different word. So for each table, 2-3 words can be used. Like
In a precise manner, they have to write.
a precise manner, only words can be changed. Words can be replaced.
This is meant for students. What you are doing, your mistakes, try to understand. That's why I'm asking again and again and again. Even though madam is getting bored, even though
No, I am not bored. But
why this fellow is asking again and again this question? Even though they have to understand, that's why I'm asking again and again that question.
Own effort is there. Own effort comes when you sit and go through the information. If you, there are people who just read the headlines of a paper. There are people who read inside the content. Nowadays the headline and inside information may be different also. So unless you go through thoroughly the information, when and where, how, what, everything, you keep on answering, only then you can write it is.
There are some citation systems out there, like APA, Chicago, and some studies are there. Likewise, any Indian standard university has given any citation system and citation process is there.
Citations are depends upon your style. If same style is followed also, some journals they ask you to write differently. Each journal has again developed their own style.
That's why I'm asking that. In our Sanskrit fraternity, we don't have any specific pattern for that.
For you.
So we have in India 18 Sanskrit universities are there. So likewise any IIM or AIMS or any IITs or NITs have given any specific citation system for Indian education system.
Yes.
Is there any system likewise?
You have to develop, I think, a committee or something higher level have to sit and do it. Next, review. I need hand mic.
For example, if reports, government reports, for example, with regard to the 2 years B.Ed curriculum framework, Justice Verma Commission report is there.
Okay.
How to extract the matter with relevance to the review of related literature? Our students, they don't know, they never write the report
So
writing.
in that, what aspect you are looking at?
In research
What
point
was
of
the
view.
report?
Ah.
Whatever the information you want,
Ah.
that you can take out.
So is there any steps to follow? That's why I'm asking, madam. At least 4 to 3. This is the criteria. According to that, you have to write the review.
Effectiveness of the ICT, one can write 2.2 is the chapter, 2.2.1 is the ICT. Next one is
Madam will say you write.
give a brief introduction,
Format is nothing wrong.
theoretical,
How to write the review report? That's why I'm asking again and again. This is definitely
followed by empirical studies. For everything same. Sanskrit language.
That's why
Sanskrit language.
खत्म हो गया
Next one is 2.23 is secondary students, higher secondary. You are not mentioning boys or girls.
Ma'am, actually,
please.
what the students doubt is very simple, ma'am. If they are writing about a record or about an article, what they should write?
Okay. Say that is the article may mention according to their topic n number of things.
Okay.
Here, from the article going through it, we pick up information only relevant to this.
Okay. Now, in that article, any related to ICT quoted,
ICT
that
or
should be.
Sanskrit language or higher secondary students or achievement also.
That quoted, ICT quoted content should be explained under the name of the article or something.
For example, I said, Sir has done a research on Sanskrit language for not higher secondary, but primary school students. They performed, he has used some technology and it was very useful. And he has used a model without the ICT, student did not perform well. This is the step. It's not related to higher secondary, but I'll bring it here. Higher secondary students, learning abilities are different from primary students. Here, higher secondary students, attention span is different from primary students. Here, I'll explain who are the higher secondary students, which age group. They have passed through education, maybe 9 years of education or so, they come to the higher secondary students. Boys and girls are also there. Though they can learn advanced information, they can retain. Technology is not important for them, meaning they are used to it. So something is attention holding, primary school children will see. Higher secondary, they may be used to ICT. Here, what we suggest is, though exactly not that topic, we'll collect the information from that source or research article. Source research article, we exactly collect the information that ICT works for children. This is the information we are collecting. So it may be useful, we write that, we can add a word, say that secondary level, not many studies have been conducted, but ICT will work because it holds the attention of the children and helps them to understand. There again you quote earlier for Chinese proverb or some others say that they can read, see and understand. Trying out is not there in ICT. Only they can observe, see and visualize also. So for this purpose you are using it.
Okay, when we put it top, can I come
See,
with
whatever is the result, the total article cannot be brought down and summarized and placed here.
Yes.
Only now for me what I want from this topic. Selfishly I am selecting to ascertain that ICT is important. It should be used in secondary. He said it. So I am taking that conclusion from him, and he has used, if I want I can use the design also. I can say, using this particular research design on a sample of 50 students, he has conducted the research in such a place. I write. He found that ICT works and restate. So similarly, in contrast to him, some other researchers said, for Sanskrit language this is not at all useful. That also I say. In contrast, findings of so and so has revealed that ICT is not suitable for Sanskrit, but the language is different type of language, because pronunciation and other things are more important. So kind of thing. So again, you can say, for in college students, similar experiment has been done in Sanskrit Vidyapit in a funded project. It found that ICT was highly useful. It had a greater impact. So I will take that. So whatever is useful from the studies related to my topic, to support evidence-based support. Evidence is research. Research-based support I am writing for my thesis, justifying. In Viva Vasi examination, you defend your research, saying my methodology is correct, this is correct, this is why it is correct. So it is like defending only review of literature with evidence you are defending.
మెథడ్ కూడా ఉపయోగిస్తారా మేడం?
Huh?
అక్కడ మెథడ్ కూడా ఏ మెథడ్ ఉపయోగించాడు?
అవునవును, రాయాలి రాయాలి. ఐసీటీ రోజు రోజుకి మారిపోతా ఉంది. There is plenty of lot of changes in the ICT. So
కొన్ని థీసెస్ కొన్ని డిజర్టేషన్స్ తీసుకున్నట్లయితే ఇయర్ వైజ్ గా మనం దాన్ని రిలేటెడ్ లిటరేచర్ లో పెట్టొచ్చా, లేకపోతే ఎలా అయినా పెట్టొచ్చు?
అంటే ఇప్పుడు థిమాటిక్ అంటే chronologically also you can place. Thematically you are presenting your review of literature according to your topic. You are breaking down into meaningful heads and presenting it. Under each head, yes, you can go chronologically. The research evidence you are presenting now, you can say in earlier studies, or from top to bottom or bottom to top, you can empirical studies. So if it is a research paper, we go from current to past. But if it, because we want to catch the attention of the reader, here in thesis it can be chronological order. Bibliography is also known as works cited. A reference list is basically an orderly study and referencing books and source materials used in academic research.
Small note regarding the class. Small note regarding that review of literature. The student has taken 10 objectives and he is writing 20 findings regarding the basis of review. Is that suitable? Can we do like that?
How many objectives?
10 objectives.
10
objectives.
Madam, I would like to say, for example, ఒక థీసిస్ తీసుకుంటే ఆ థీసిస్ లో వాడు 10 ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఒక 20 ఫైండింగ్స్ ఉన్నాయి, చదివాడు. వీళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తున్నారంటే ఆ 10 ఆబ్జెక్టివ్స్ 20 ఫైండింగ్స్ తెచ్చి ఇక్కడ పెడుతున్నారు. అలా చేయొచ్చా? ఏం చేయాలి ఆ పరిస్థితుల్లో? ఇవే ఆర్టికల్ అయినా అలాగే.
See, somebody for their research aim, objectives, hypothesis, they formulate. Objective is nothing but a course of action For that particular research, how you are going to go about. One objective covers only one course of action. That is for that study they have done. In review, we have nothing to do with other objectives. Only the finding, research design, sample, where they have done the study, male or female, rural or urban, what setting is it, all these things, unique settings for Gurukul. Or coming home, a rural area, the child parents may not be educated. They may not have the assistance. So if it is Gurukul, they will have the assistance. And residential institutions, assistance. So setting, if it feel important, that can also be done. Everything is there. In that particular setting, conducted the research, this is the finding. That finding, you are saying, yes, they found, it proved. They would also prove. It can prove here also. But there are limitations in this. That limitations can be overcome in this particular research.
Possible tomorrow or day after tomorrow. Any article's title and review of that article. You show an example for us.
Okay.
We get some clarity.
Okay. So review of literature, in article only limited will be there. But they will write the review of literature always. A researcher selectively presents literature suited to their topic. At the same time, Ashwatthama Atak Kunjaraha laga negative ga undedi.
Madam, ఇక్కడ లాస్ట్ లో విత్ రివ్యూ ఆఫ్ రిలేటెడ్ లిటరేచర్ మనకు వచ్చినటువంటి రివ్యూ ఆఫ్ రిలేటెడ్ లిటరేచర్ మనకు వచ్చిన ఫైండింగ్స్ ని ప్రీవియస్ రివ్యూ ఆఫ్ రిలేటెడ్ లిటరేచర్ లో ఉంది ఎక్కడ సిమిలారిటీ ఉంది ఎక్కడ డిసిమిలారిటీ ఉంది ఈ రెండింటిని ఓవర్ వ్యూ రాయాల్సిన అవసరం
అక్కడ రాయండి సెల్ఫిష్ గా మనం some studies which are related to our research, we'll keep it for us for writing the results and discussion. There, while discussing the results, similar findings were found.
Is it mandatory? Is it necessary?
Yes, yes, yes.
But I have not seen, I have never seen such a type of reporting. This is some innovative or already was there.
Earlier also, see, what is the government and international research report is different from a thesis. In thesis, you discuss your results in context of other researchers. You compare with other research and say the similar findings were found by so-and-so study conducted in such and such a place. In contrast,
based on the review of related literature, we are comparing.
No, while doing your review of literature itself, when you categorize and preserve, some you include in your chapter, some you keep it for your results and discussion to substantiate and support your result.
Okay, can we mention in the overview of the review of related literature, otherwise findings of the study?
Yeah, there also two researchers, I mean, repetition cannot be done. So there you present.
That should be kept, which is the correct apt position. Review of related literature in the end of the overview or findings last. Where, which is the correct place if you mention like this? Comparison between.
One thing is, each section will discuss. Here also we will summarize. Every is summarized. At the end we overview. Overview in general you say, without specifying the citation you do not give in overview. You say that these gaps are there and these findings were found and it has been proved that ICT is suitable for Sanskrit language for higher secondary students. And again you have to say what is achievement. Is this midterm test or annual test or final exam? What it is, you have to say the achievement. Achievement, again you have to say achievement to What level you call achievement also?
Finally, research questions based on the review of related literature. Can we frame that?
Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Review of literature
Based on the review of
precedes
literature.
and proceeds research topic.
We can make the research questions and the research gap also.
I see.
Okay, thank you.
Second slide. Third slide. This slide. Next slide. Etymology and origin. Bibliography as the first slide shows that it is the citation of source in a particular format. So all sources has to be recorded. You cannot be careless. Then I found one topic related to my this thing, and you can copy the content and you cannot run away. First, source is very, very important. Here, the word bibliography is originated from New Latin bibliographia from Greek, the copying of books from bibli, graphia, graphy meaning book writing. So originally, whatever is the books were written, they were copied, and then this is called bibliography. The concept was in practice by Greek writers in the first 3 centuries AD. The term started being used for the depiction of intellectual activity of composing books in the 12th century. The word emerged in the concept of its modern meaning in 17th century, then emerged the modern meaning in relation with citation of books, and the first known use of the term is found around 1802. Bibliography we are not using nowadays. Bibliography is, even if you present a reference which is not included in your research article, the publisher asks, where is the citation? So, earlier times, for our understanding, whatever we read, we understand. They were very honest that my thought is also from that particular source. So they have to list all the sources, A to Z, in the form of bibliography. Next slide. Importance and use of bibliographies. Bibliography means listing of all the sources with one uses while writing your essay or research article. That is understanding, knowing everything. The sources may be in the form of printed and online books, websites, web documents, web blogs, newspaper articles, journals, podcasts, wikis, unpublished material, maps, etc. Citation ensures that the information contained in the research paper is based on logic, truth, and facts. Absence of references or bibliography indicates that the paper may be a piece of plagiarism. Next. So, important to collect all the information with source, and sometimes some information from previous theses, everything, if you have collected, there is no source available, again you have to search it. Nowadays, if you paste it also, you can get the source. How to write a bibliography? Collect this information for each printed source. Author name, title of the publication and the title of the article, if it is a magazine or encyclopedia or journal, date of publication, the place of publication of a book, the publishing company of a book, the volume number of a magazine, journal or a printed encyclopedia, the page numbers. Collect the information for each website. Author, editor's name if available, title of the page if available, the company or organization who posted the web page, the web address for the page, the last date you looked at the page. This information has to be. But this is not appreciated because it's not authentic information. So when so many gaps are there, then it cannot be taken. Next one. Look for bibliographic information. The title page of the book, as it just now what we have gone through, encyclopedia or dictionary. Dictionary, encyclopedia is a meaning also. Different dictionaries give different meanings. So which dictionary is giving this meaning? Source also it has to be cited. The heading of an article, the front, second or editorial page of the newspaper, the contents page of a journal or magazine, the header at the top or footer at the bottom of a website, or the contact page of the website, about the contact page of the website. This information, now more and more web information is being used, so this information has to be collected about the website. This is only possible to explain it only in cases where footnotes is allowed. Otherwise, only web address can be given. Enumerative bibliography. A writer of an enumerative bibliography lists references according to some specific arrangement. These academic writers arrange enumerative bibliographies by author, subject, date, or some other scheme. The items they list share a common theme such as topic, language, or time period. The writers of the bibliography gives enough information about the source to direct readers to the source. A card catalogue, it was earlier used, a list of references in a research paper, or the work cited in the back of a history or book are all examples of enumerative bibliographies. They are not very common now, enumerative bibliographies. Next one. Analytical bibliography. That is only presentation of all the sources. Here, analytical bibliography, there also, as Sir has said, summary or essence of it is taken to include under the footnote. So we record information in our own way, precisely, so that it can be presented in the footnote. For example, Anganwadis are not there worldwide. Some of the researchers' thesis publications are done in international journals, and some theses by foreign examiner may be there. So which are locally used. For example, Anganwadi. So what is Anganwadi? They may not know. To picturize and visualize also, your explanation may not be so. So a footnote can be helpful. Say that it is a program where a teacher is called a worker, and this age group she educates under this program, kind of thing like that. So that is done in earlier. Here, analytical bibliography, the writer of an analytical bibliography may include information about printers and booksellers, description of paper and binding, or discussions of issues that unfolded as the book evolved from a manuscript to the published book. Three types of analytical bibliographies include descriptive, historical, and textual. A descriptive bibliography closely examines the physical nature of the book. A historical bibliography discusses the context in which the book was produced. And a textual bibliography compares the published work to the author's original manuscript. So here, it's mostly in your literature also. The same author goes on writing, and earlier writings and present writing may be compared and then highlighted. Annotated bibliography. In this type of bibliography, a writer creates an alphabetical list of all sources The writer of an annotated bibliography outlines the type of research done on a certain topic. The writer annotates or adds notes about the sources. Therefore, in addition to the information about the research sources, the writer comments on the sources. So this is done. For example, some authors will have one particular view in their early life of research. Over a period, they may change their perspective. At the end, it happens in literature, English literature or Telugu literature, and what you say, Bhavajalam anta kuda konta martamu. So the explanations or the researcher is free to comment on it in the bibliography also. Next one. Standard citation styles used in bibliographies. There are various formats used in the creation of a bibliography, such as American Psychological Association, APA. Most of the social sciences use this format. Modern Language Association of America, MLA. Chicago Manual Style and Council of Biology, editors, which is CBB. The APA style of referencing is common in the papers written on topics of social sciences. MLA style is used in the field of humanities. The CBE is popular citation used in natural sciences. Vancouver style is another one used in biomedical sciences. We'll explain the format. MLA site is this. This is a template. If anybody is writing in that format, can remove the bracket and put the thing. So, foreign authors, even now Indian authors also have 3 names. First name, second name, third name. So here, for example, last name should appear first in bibliographies or references. Last name, comma, punctuations are very, very important. Comma, first name, full stop, this is for a book. Title of the book, location of a book, location of publication, publisher's name, year of publication. This is the format used for MLA style for textbook. MLA style for journal, last name, comma, first name, title of the article, in quotes. There for book no quotes. Here quotes are there. And title of magazine, article and magazine, issue day, issue month, issue year, page range, print. Blindly page numbers, why they have asked is, in your own words, if you write up something, give some page number, it will not come. And more than 500 words, it comes under the Copyright Act. If it is a publication is more than 20-year-old, you can free to use it. There are patents or intellectual property rights are there, IPR is there. You cannot just take away somebody's information. Even pictures of eminent people also, you cannot copy, download from the websites and put it in a book, thesis. So if thesis some, it has to be, permission has to be taken, or you can draw the same thing and then use it. Next. MLA style is presented in alphabetical order. APA bibliography, last name, first name, publication year. You see the punctuations, comma, full stop. For example, somebody's name is there, name, last name, first name, last name, comma, first name, full stop. Then publication year, title of the article, title of the magazine, volume, issue. Earlier, date, everything has been in MLA style. Here, only the volume and issue page range you have to write. Format for book, APA style. Last name, first name, publication year, title of book, full stop it is given. Location of publisher is as colon is there and then publisher name. So punctuations are highly respected and then followed in publication of articles, even in thesis also. The next one. Whatever is the format, while presenting in thesis, alphabetical order is followed. Alphabetical order as per the last name. Chicago Manual of Style Bibliography. Cite web page according to the following format. Title of web page in quotes, comma, full stop, title of the website, website publisher, and URL web page. This has to be written. Cite periodical articles according to the following format. Last name, comma, first name, in quotations, title of the article, title of the magazine, issue month, issue year. No number, no issue number, only the issue month and issue year for this particular style. Next one. Footnotes. We have two types, footnotes and endnotes. This footnotes is also super inscribed, like at the end of a paragraph, wherever you are giving the citation, there you give the number 1. So for that 1, at the end of the page itself you give the footnote. This is the additional information you want to give that is included under the footnote. In-text footnotes are used to indicate the source of a fact, opinion or quotation, provide additional or explanatory material. Footnotes are placed at the bottom of the page. Footnote numbers should continue consequently throughout the essay or piece of work or throughout the text. First footnote reference for books, articles, pamphlets, audio-visual sources, internet sources, CD-ROMs. So this is the references. Use the same format as for a bibliography, but add page number or numbers after other information. Format is same as MLA or APA, whatever is the style. Example is given. Footnotes, some unique information has to be given, a special information has to be given. It is not a citation, but in text you are writing about something that requires an additional explanation that can also go into the footnotes. Next. Subsequent footnote references. After the first footnote reference, it is not necessary to repeat all the information in the other reference to the same work. If a footnote reference to the same word, same work, example book, article, internet, site, etc., as a footnote before, use ibid. It is a Latin meaning in the same place. If the footnote refers to a different page or volume of the same work, this information follows ibid and a comma. Many a times what happens is same author continuously publishes work on a same topic, same topic. Co-authors are different. Work is slightly varied. What happens is you cannot write ibid like that. Author is the same, year also may be same, publication is slightly different, co-authors are different. That is, on the same topic, if one is presenting, SAR is presenting 4 papers, publishing 4 papers. with different authors, co-authors. Maybe in 2-3 years. So seeing the year, students what they do is author name, other authors name, they overlook. So that is not. So there also there are apps, as I earlier said. It says that your citation is not correct. It doesn't belong to this group of authors. It belongs to some other authors. Author is same, but other authors are different. So one has to be very careful while collecting the information, and you have to verify and then prepare a format in the beginning itself, cross-check whether it is the same thing. A 2005, same author, and I need not write like that, you cannot put it away. Check for the co-authors, check for the topic, check for the journal. Is it the same one or not? That is it. Writing a bibliography can seem like a daunting task at first. This is the most difficult and boring work, even in paper publication. Nowadays, as I said, Mendeley and other apps have come. They are easily converting. But earlier it used to be a very difficult task. You have to want to change the article, send it to different journal. Again, you have to change all this. The format has to be changed. Writing a bibliography can seem like a daunting task at first, with so many specific requirements about where to place certain punctuation marks and whether or not to abbreviate the month the source was published. However, if you work from standard templates that lay out exactly how to format each type of bibliography, entry, citing sources becomes a simple matter of filling in the blanks. So mostly people keep the template. For ourselves also, we have to keep a template, and whatever you write, you check with the template, is it correct or not? Then it will be an easier one. This is about bibliography. So we have done a review of literature. We understood which format we have to place the references, footnotes, etc. So while doing the review itself, it is necessary to collect all the information related to the references. Now, selected references, related references, list of references are used, not bibliography, because bibliography is a very difficult task now. The information explosion is there. Total number of works done on this particular topic is difficult to cover.
Any questioning our last 5 minutes?
One last question.
Last question, 5 minutes you may ask.
Hello,
You
madam.
want to
Good afternoon.
water, please.
Yes.
Hello, madam. Good afternoon. So I just came 45 minutes back. Basically,
Yeah.
once your session started. So I don't know if you've covered or no. On behalf of this entire crowd,
Yes,
I
yes.
would like to post a question. Being a Sanskrit faculty here, so
Yes.
we all have a review of related literature, a second chapter in our thesis, ma'am. So I would like to know what is the structure you adopt when you write a review of related literature in a PhD thesis.
In a PhD thesis, we want the students to collect all the research articles. And firstly, we want them to undergo standard textbooks also.
By standard textbooks, what do you mean?
I mean, not textbook, standard books, meaning authors who are reputed in this particular field and publish the books, who are the stalwarts, given the basis for these concepts, etc. So for them to understand the information. We don't write them in the review of literature, but wherever the concept explanation is needed, we try to put them. So always in review of literature, the examiner or you and me, if it is published in the form of a book, what we see is, okay, this is the topic on which they have done the research. Did they go through everything about this particular topic prior to attempting this particular research?
Methodology wise, did they try to give an attempt to read the book or no? Isn't it?
Yes, methodology wise.
Okay.
And secondly, whatever is you are explaining, discussing, everything, there should be an answer for this. The same topic if you take. ICT. So what is ICT? The examiner will not imagine that you know about ICT. The examiner says, yes, she is doing a study on the ICT. Where are the theoretical issues and empirical studies related to ICT? Is it be presented in the review of literature under one heading? So ICT, n number of technologies are there. So you may not use it. So to start with, you say the researcher understood ICT as this. Later examiner asks, why not this particular technology? Why did you not use this technology? Why no? This is it available there? Like that. So to be on safer side, whatever we understood, we support with an evidence. We evidence that ICT, information, communication and technology is the heading. So the or Quran for higher education, safe side.
So how we have been maintaining our thesis is that
Yes.
ICT related thesis, ICT related dissertations, ICT related articles, ICT related websites, just as an example.
Okay.
And we try to number each and everything.
Okay.
And we try to say the title that was attempted by the researcher, in which year, under whom he has done it, and what are the results or the objectives of that particular thesis or article or whatever it is. We try to give the related information from that source. So is it correct, or do you want to add anything on
understand?
that?
See, this is the topic you are doing the research.
Yes.
Say if I am a person, I want to examine her. This is the topic she has done. I want to know whether she has understood the ICT or not, whether she has collected information on ICT or not, and if she is going to use in an intervention for higher education students, among so many ICTs, why did she choose this particular ICT? Where is the support? As I said, n number of studies, they have used ICT this at a lower level, moderate level, may not be effective. So, as somebody asked, chronologically you say that earlier these were used, they were also effective. Much more effective is this ICT used by so and so author, so and so researcher in particular. So that presentation I expect.
Okay.
I want a support for her selection of an ICT.
And to be more precise, your answer was related to the content. My question is related to our format. The format in which we write second chapter, which is review of related literature.
Yeah, that
So
has
I
to
will
be-
just give you an example now within 1 minute, just to clarify. So what we do in second chapter is, if this is the topic, what our research scholars do is thesis related to ICT, dissertations related to ICT, ICT in particularly which is related to this particular topic. Or
Where do you
one
find
area.
these dissertations?
We have database, right? We have database, we have Sanskrit universities around, we have Shodha Ganga.
Okay, Shod Ganga is UGC.
UGC, yes, Infonet. So journals are there, different articles are there. So they try to quote from there. So how they quote it, I'll tell you the format in a very short and simple manner. So and so research scholar has chosen this topic under so and so person as supervisor in so and so year, and his objectives are this, his results are this.
Objectives need not be.
That is why I am asking you, what do you follow?
Madam, what are the findings should be mentioned now? What
Actually,
are the,
sir,
just writing the
This
name of
is just
the
a format that
supervisor.
I am asking.
In this modern time or anyway, what is the thing is, what the other person's objectives and where they have done, all that is irrelevant. What we do is, source you must quote.
Okay.
Because it's an unpublished thesis, not, it's there in the website, Shod Ganga. Maybe they would have
If
published.
it is only from South Ganga, then it can be accepted because it is available everywhere.
Yeah,
When we quote any thesis or dissertation, if the what do you call it, the hypothesis or objectives, and what are the findings of that supervisor should be mentioned so that what findings are found by that will be known to everybody,
Sir, in
even
my-
for the examiner also.
oh, okay, maybe your way. But usually, what I feel is, I was as a rector also, I was under control of examination
Yes,
section.
yes.
And also Dean International Relations also. So there also we have enrolled several overseas students in
Yeah.
our PhDs, women students. With all this experience, there is team development also for UGC section. So what I suggest is, in review of literature, whatever is information when you present, source we cite. What we want is, this is the topic on which we want to work, and these concepts or variables or methodologies, findings, I am sharing with the examiner, sharing to say that with this basis I have started my work, and work related all explanations are there in the review of literature. Findings, I can say that so and so, other dissertations. You can say author, put the guide as a second author, or mention as a guide or whatever. it
Under
is.
the supervision of-
Here you can mention, and you can say the final conclusion, finding.
Yes, finding.
Finding.
That's
At the
important.
same time, what methodology on which, what is the size of the sample? Where was it conducted? And then, what are the tools used? Standard tools, what they, like the style of this particular tool, standard tool is used. What tool is used? And the data was analyzed, only association of how the data, highlights of analysis also, one or two can be mentioned. Conclusion can be highlighted.
Summarize it precisely.
Summarize you can present.
Yes.
But summarize, not just putting all summaries together.
We have to interpret it
You have to say that in favor
to this topic.
topic, so and so, similar findings were provided. It has been emphasized in another study. It has been endorsed in another study. It has been, but though the sample size is different, sample age is different, group is different, like that, that thing has to be critically written.
One more thing I have. Here, I got a thesis for evaluation
Yes.
from other states.
Ah,
The references in study of literature were very good old,
ah.
some 40 to 50 years back.
Did they use it?
It was told in that thesis. Even normally, the state university's thesis will go to a foreign expert.
Ah.
And the foreign expert returned the thesis to the investigator, stating that you have to submit a recent related study.
What we use in our thesis, what we cite in your thesis,
Yes.
only that should be there in the.
Not only that, madam. See, the studies that were done some years back, good
Yes,
old thesis,
yes, yes.
may be different from the present context.
though the study is related to that,
Okay.
because of so many sociological conditions,
Okay.
it may differ from
Yes.
problem to
Yes.
problem. That is the reason why it was returned back to the investigator to collect the recent studies with related to the problem chosen.
So for some subjects,
And it is
recent.
related to education only. Education only. I am telling you.
Subject to correction, in this regard, I would like to say, instead of the recent, updated. Why? Because the recent may not available.
See,
Updated
updated or recent relations both are same, both mean the same.
Whatever it may be,
Edition
instead
may
of
be
the
different.
updated, review of related is needed.
Yes.
That's the good. I feel like that.
Updated means the thesis which is done already should be updated. The meaning comes in that sense.
Sir, nobody
Recent
has
studies
done
means
it.
the studies, see, research done by an investigator will not be redone.
If it's not done,
If
on
it is
this
redone, then
topic-
you can use the word updated.
Yes, sir. If nobody has not done in that proper work, what can we do?
Updated is different and recent studies are different.
Yeah, okay. Recent studies is okay.
A decade old is mostly preferences,
Recent
except
studies is okay.
famous stalwarts like nutrition, Jelly, Freud.
Madam, if you take 16 personality factors of cattle, see it is done abroad, our, what you call the,
Geographical conditions.
everything is different. We cannot statisticians blindly take that and then put it in our country.
It's a big question, ma'am. Nowadays, is it valid question? Cattle 16 personality. During those days,
In
that's
80s,
valid.
I used to invite these.
Even still, if you want to go for say personality, immediately they will take the cattle 16 factors personalities. Is it
See,
suitable?
old it cannot
It
be
should be
overlooked,
updated,
but
it should be-
some concepts, but
Yes.
justification you can give.
Yeah.
Justification you can give.
If
Anything
needed,
you can
we
write,
can modify all.
but
And prove
give
it.
the
That's the thing
justification. So
And if it's
whatever the
required for
question the
reliability and
examiner asks,
the-
you imagine first,
Directly they are taking the
answer in your
fees.
thesis.
No.
When they ask, they say,
Right.
yes, madam, I have cited here, I gave explanation here in this, on this particular page, I have justified.
Yes. Madam, that questionnaire formed by somebody else may be modified by us to the present conditions.
Yes,
right?
yes, yes.
This was done by so many researchers.
But again, pilot test.
Pilot study has to be.
According to
They have to see the
need,
reliability item analysis ought to be done.
need for the study, according to we have to modify.
Yes, yes.
The same procedure is to be adopted or followed.
Actually, the total round, after how is it that it's not flat, it's a round shape. That's why madam is asking question, myself and other asking. We want to, is there any steps to write the review of related literature? That is,
Sir, you
No,
develop
there
your
is
own
no
style
prescribed,
Madam,
there is no,
what we are trying to ask you is, madam, whatever you have told is the answer for our question. We just want to know, is there any standardized tips
that's
to
right.
attempt that second chapter, or whatever content you have told, we can arrange it in our manner.
Yes,
So
this
for us,
steps.
there is a,
So already you explained it elaborately. Madam was not there some at that time.
Madam, do you mean to say that is it from dissertation, thesis or other? Do you want to know that steps or anything
No,
else?
is there
Is
any
there or
step
not?
of that kind, or it is a freehand
Exactly.
step should be followed?
Yes,
This
yes.
is the only question.
this also you write. You say that in Sanskrit, this particular thing, you can state in review of literature also. Most of the sources are theses submitted, available in Shodh Ganga. These thesis reports are studied, reviewed by the students and
See, you are
presented.
asking, see, the format is, in references, whatever the format that is being followed in the bibliography may be same followed in the references also.
See,
Madam,
You have in the letter.
Sir, you have, sir, madam, don't get confusion. Madam and students, we are asking only simple and straight question, madam. For review of related literature, if you write the review of related literature, if you take one thesis, is there any steps to write the thesis? For example,
Content-wise we have understood, ma'am.
for
We just
example,
want the format.
the researcher will write the findings.
that's what I am saying.
Already you elaborately explained during that time, madam was not
Let me
there.
explain one thing.
You explained.
In review of literature, as for you people, what you can do is two suggestions. One is, you can, in the beginning of review of literature, we say that the researcher, the literature collected from various sources has been presented meaningfully, organized with it. So you can say the major source of literature for Sanskrit, the research in Sanskrit, is the published works, researches submitted to the universities available on the Shodhganga, X-axis, Y, etc. These theses
Shall I give
has
an
been,
example here? Ma'am?
yes.
To explain the question. Shall I give an example?
No, what I suggest is you prepare a gist for each thesis.
Yes.
We do, ma'am. We do that.
No objectives, nothing. You need not present objectives of that research and everything. You can see whatever you write the thesis, you have a university research board.
Yes, we have. University research committees.
You get it approved. That in this format will the research
Tomorrow we'll show you.
thesis work of the student.
Ma'am, one last time, shall I give a sample of
Yes,
what
ma'am.
happens here? We will tell you our culture.
Okay.
We want to know if we have to get updated or not. This is the
Yes,
question.
yes.
So our culture is in second chapter, the researcher starts with review of what is review of related literature for a page. He tries to give an introduction about review of literature and he starts the review of literature, stating different sources of the title
Yes,
that he
yes,
has selected.
yes, yes.
So we are not bothered about the source, ma'am. They will write the source. They also know what topics to be selected, how it has to be related to the current study. Now,
Okay.
question is how to write that every reference specifically. Is there
Madam,
any format?
just like a research proposal, just like research proposal,
Yes.
a research
Just like research proposal.
Kindly permit me.
Yes,
See, we have, see what we Sanskrit people are doing is, we are blindly, madam, please, please. Madam,
No, no, I'll sit
No,
there.
no, madam,
No, no, I'll
Please,
sit.
ma'am, please, please.
I'll sit this.
See, we the supervisors or the researchers are following only the Sanskrit thesis
Ma'am.
where there is no proper uniformity with regard to review of related literature. Because I have gone through several theses of various universities, I'll just quote one example. The psychological, the study of psychological and socio-economic status of so-and-so. What the other researchers do is, they collect the theses or books or dissertations relating to psychological factors. One. Sequentially they write how many theses are found within India relating to psychological. How many theses are, reviewed abroad thesis. And they write about sociological factors like that. If there is any local, with regard to the questionnaire followed, they have followed the steps that are to be followed to prepare a questionnaire, just like you said about pilot study, reliability, validity, etc., etc. And they remodify it by doing the relevant test, and then they are applying it. As regards, she has asked, is there any format relating to presentation of review of literature? Here, we go through several books also. We go through several dissertations also. We go through several sessions. Here, what we do is thesis related to this problem written in English.
Yes.
Thesis related to the problem written in Hindi, in Sanskrit. Whatever or from whichever library or whichever university we can collect, we collect it, put it in a sequence. The format that we use is just as you said for APA format or MLA format that we follow, and then we write what are the objectives of that, or what are the hypotheses of it, what are the conclusions made by the researchers, and that we write, and then this is what we are following here.
In a paragraph.
In a paragraph we write, not so in a lengthy manner.
Not like a template manner.
Yeah, not like a template. Just we precisely the conclusions found by so and so research from on so and so topic. This is what, madam.
I think connection is lost in that case.
Yeah.
Connection, you have to synthesize the information and bring it as I explained make it into a whole one unit
Yes.
and then explain it. If maybe n number of researchers have done by presented in Shodhganga, maybe related to your subject, not related to your subject. Here the researcher has to select from various sources, not only Shodh-Ganga, other thing, collect the information. Shodh-Ganga, you are calling it, it's not authentic,
Yes.
it's only reliable. Because the examiner only tested and then awarded the thesis. Authentic meaning it is not published in a reputed journal,
Yeah.
not peer reviewed.
Yes.
Not peer reviewed. So what I suggest is, as you
Whichever is authentic should be taken. That's all.
they take it and then synthesize into information related to the subheading, where the subheading concepts have to be explained, not simply putting it like that.
Yes.
Each concept has to be explained. Only that thesis, that information you include. Other things are not
Yes.
needed for.
There is no standard. If you go through several universities, they follow several procedures.
Yes.
So whichever is applicable for us, we have to just take it.
And you can get it approved in your board of
Yes.
examiners.
In our board of studies, the same has to be followed by all the
examination section
research
control
scholars,
of
research
examination or being
guides
able to
in our
write a
department.
note that with a special reference to the ROA chapter, this is the format followed by the kindly consider while evaluating.
Yes. So there must be uniformity here, madam says.
No.
See, each
There is no problem at all with regard to the evaluation of thesis. The students are asking, madam has already explained in elaborate.
I was not present.
Yeah, you are not present, madam was not present at that day. What you are
And
asking.
not today, madam.
Yes, at that time you are not there.
Yes.
Madam, how to, for example, that's why we have given the title. According to that title, first of all, we have to see whether the other thesis is relevant to the what you are taking the present title.
Yeah, then only it will become related studies.
Of course, whatever it may be, first we have, is there any similarity, is there any relation? First we have to see that point.
Yes.
Next, according to what are the main important steps, whatever you compare to, you are going to be verified other thesis, are the steps are there, you have to verify the steps are there not. That's why madam has taken the steps, ICT. If you take another thesis,
That's what I told you. You have to take variables or something. Whether all those things are present
that's
or
why
not.
madam has elaborately explained that.
Tailor-made studies we may not
Yes,
be found, we may not found. Fine, but somewhat related, like ICT is tested in primary education, IT is tested in college education. That can also be taken. Sanskrit language, achievement of Sanskrit language, in general itself it is poor, maybe some study, that you can take. And then Sanskrit language, oldest language, new language, modern Sanskrit
Any
language,
changes in
language, all those things can be.
Precisely manner we had. And one more thing, ma'am. For example, if you take the research government reports, if you take a report, how to precise that report with regard to that one? It is a big
One
volume.
of the heads of
It is a big volume. How to write with regard to
the
that?
essence of it. See, in that also related to your topic, whatever is there, that you pick up, or you essence of it, you write precisely somewhere. So there also they write a background or summary there, or all government reports will summarize. So in that summary you take the information, same thing you quote and you explain it in addition.
Vaishnavi madam, what she told,
Okay, madam.
don't write as these objectives as
Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha, Sarvebhya Gurubhya Namaha. First of all, I would like to thank each and everyone for rendering me this opportunity to say a few words for vote of thanks on this workshop. On behalf of the workshop committee of Department of Education, National Sanskrit University, Tirupati, I would like to thank Professor Sharda Madam from Padmavati Mahila University, Department of Home Science, for their esteemed knowledge about review of related literature and objectives of review of related literature, needs of review of related literature, importance of review of related literature, footnotes, how to write down the footnotes, bibliography, how to write it, references, how to write it. that esteemed knowledge, shared the knowledge delightfully. And I would like to thank director of this workshop, Professor P. Venkatarao Mahodaya, and also I would like to thankful Professor Chandrasekhar Mahodaya, and also I would like to thankful all the professors of Department of Education, National Sanskrit University, and other different universities from India. And also I would like to thank other supporting staff of the workshop committee. Thanks to all.